Hi, this is Professor Rujo Moreno with some notes on Learning Objective 5 in Chapter 4. So here it talks about establishing a savings program, and just to understand that your health is holistic. So they say you should eat well, make sure you get enough rest, get some exercise, etc. Well, I would throw in have some savings because being a regular saver provides a level of comfort, believe it or not. It helps a lot. You should always pay yourself first anyway. I mean, what are you working for? It's one of the big questions I've always had. Uh, you should be working for things that are important to you. You shouldn't be working to give your money to other people. So, one of the things you should be doing is making sure that when you do get that paycheck, you set aside a portion of that into your savings account just for you, just for something down the road. It's very important to continually get into the habit of putting money aside for you. Extremely important. Most planners would recommend at least 10%. So you get that paycheck, say it's $100, it's a small paycheck, at least 10% of that put aside for you in a savings account. You can have you can have as many savings accounts at the bank that you want. You can label them different things, and this could be sort of a general savings. You should also have an emergency fund that's talked about in the book. An emergency fund is simply you're saving up a number of expenses. Um, and so in case you lose your job or need, something very unexpected, the money is there for you. You don't have to flip out. So that's really important. Very important to have those types of habits. Uh, there are a couple of videos that I have on compounding, and this is one of the most important things to learn in this course is this issue of compounding. And basically, it's just understanding that your money earns interest, and guess what? Your interest earns interest. And so over time, that's where the wealth is really phenomenal. That's where compounding really sticks out. So again, compounding is simply earning interest on interest. You're earning interest on your money, but now you're also earning interest in your money and the interest you've earned. So interest on interest really sort of goes over this. And we've went over the time value of money back in chapter 2, so I'm not going to go over that. You already kind of know all of that. But it's very, very important to understand compounding. Um, and you want the compounding to happen as frequently as possible. Okay. So, other ways in which you can save CDs were also mentioned. Certificate deposits are basically, savings accounts that you promise not to touch for a period of time, and in return for that promise, you'll get a higher interest rate. They are insured, so there's no risk of losing the money in there. And if you need to get the money out prior, you'll just lose the interest. You broke the contract, so you'll lose the interest rate they promised you, basically. So it's not like if it's super dire emergency and you need the cash now, you can't grab it. You can, but you'll break the contract, so you lose that interest. The United States government borrows a lot of money. You probably have heard about that. A short term loan to the government is called a Treasury bill. As you know, the federal government has a lot of bills to pay. And so they have cash management. They need cash coming in on a regular basis to pay those bills. And that's the purpose of issuing a Treasury bill. Treasury bills to help them with their cash management. In the meantime, they are safe. It's considered in finance the risk-free rate. Um, they'll be borrowing for short periods of time, can be up to a month or 3 months, or it can be no longer than 1 year. But either way, they are sold at a discount, and so say you'll give them $99, and then a couple months later they'll give you the $100. You'll get your interest on top. So that's basically how that works. And these are part of Treasury Direct, which is an important website to know about. You could also buy savings bonds, which these are longer term loans to the federal government. And again, it's different in that regard. There are two different major types. There's a Series double E bonds, which are sold at half price. So if you buy $100 bond, you'll pay $50 for it. And then over time, usually it's a very long time since interest rates are very low, it will start accruing interest until it reaches that $100, the full value. So that's a Series double E. A Series I bond is a little different because you're paying full price for the bond, but you're also getting inflation protection. So I Series bonds will give you interest rate over and above whatever the inflation rate is that year. And so you're not going to lose any purchasing power if you buy a Series I savings bond.